Hoi hoi folks, good morning, good afternoon and good evening wherever you are in the world. My name's Sean, aka Uncle Frogface, and welcome to today's video. If you're new here, then welcome. If you're not new, then welcome back. It is art day, which means we're doing an art project today. We're actually returning to 642 things to draw. I picked out something that I want to do. So this book, if you haven't seen it before, 642 prompts inside. We've done a few of them, and they all have their own little sections in there. Now we've done quarter-page drawings. We've done half-page drawings in the horizontal and vertical and diagonal. We haven't done any full page drawings yet, so I've chosen one of those today, and I'll tell you why in just a second. But before I do that, let's turn around and I'll show you what I've chosen for today. Here we go, and I know what you might be thinking. Yes, it's only been a few weeks since we last did 642 things to draw, but I do have a very good reason, and that is I'm actually quite ill. I'm not sure why Andrew and I have both woken up today and we're not feeling great at all, which is just the worst time because I have so much stuff to do. But I thought I would just kick back and take some time for myself. See, I don't have a cup of tea with me today. I have a large glass of water. And I'm just going to spend some time making myself nice and calm and relaxed with some drawing, which is why I decided to do a large one today. So I've got the page here, there we go, a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Got quite a large area to play with, and I've got, it's a Blackwing pencil. It's one of the scroller box ones. Wow, my brain is not quite working yet. Let's give this a little bit of a sharpen, and we'll get to it. I don't know if you can hear, but just outside the window, the birds are really tweeting away. They're really going for it. So while I sit here and listen to the birds, I'll put some music on for you and have a little bit of a chat whilst I draw this Tyrannosaurus Rex. But let's get started with a kind of quick sketch, and then I'll take it from there. Ah yes, the T-Rex with its giant head and its tiny little arms. It has to be one of the most iconic dinosaurs ever. Yeah, everyone loves a Tyrannosaurus. It was the main symbol of Jurassic Park, for goodness sake. So what I want to do here is slightly push things. So speaking of Jurassic Park, I've got a few clips playing in the background just as kind of reference off to the side in case I need it at all. But honestly, drawing reptiles is all about the boxy shapes, particularly if you're just doing a head. You've got a very wedge-shaped head on most reptiles, and then a tube neck that has some kind of saggy, loose skin bits around it. So not too difficult, and I have drawn a lot of dinosaurs. I did Dinovember once a few years ago. I literally drew a dinosaur every single day through November, and it was a different dinosaur every time, and you quickly fall into a pattern of, okay, well, we've got this shape for the nose and we've got this shape for the brow ridge, and the bottom jaw looks like this, and you can start piecing things together. So I'm being very loose with this. I'm actually not being very firm with my lines at all. I really should kind of just think about a line and go for it, but I'm being much more sketchy with this one, and that's absolutely fine. I haven't kind of sketched like this for a while. The place I really do this the most is at the zoo, and again, that's sketching animals and finding the shapes within them and then building on them. But I'm liking where this one is going, so I'm making the back of the bottom jaw a little bit bigger. I'm making the brow ridges a little bit bigger as well. I don't want it to be cartoon, but I want it to have more of an illustrative feel, and I'm doing that just by pushing those shapes a little bit. So this is pretty much my sketch. You can see I've marked out some sections as well, like around the eye where there's going to be some shading and some line work. I think it's important when you're building a 3D shape to think about those lines. I think this is something I learned from JC Linedecker actually, and studying his portraits. So think about the relationship between one point and another point. Is there a curve there? What is the overall shape in 3 dimensions of that thing? And actually, when it comes to sketching, you can take it even further. You'll see towards the end of this one, I use the shape, the 3D shape of the dinosaur, to actually map out some of the sketch lines, so particularly around the neck and around the muzzle as well. Using some very quick sketchy lines, you can really pull out the profile and the three-dimensionality of some of the shapes. So, most iconic part of the T-Rex arguably are the teeth and its mouth, so I'm getting those in very quickly, and then I feel like I can build from there. Doing a 3D mouth when it's slightly open, you really do have to think about all of the angles of the shapes. Once I've got the mouth in, I can just start building some of the textures. So reptiles are not slimy, they're not, you know, like frogs and toads, although frogs and toads really are only slimy when they've been in water, but reptiles are not slimy at all. They're actually very smooth, they've got a lot of skin. Sometimes they have very lovely skin with large scales on that skin, but the skin itself is pretty much just like rough skin, and that's definitely the case with the T-Rex that we kind of all know in depictions. You have large areas of skin and then scales across certain sections. So I'm just going to go and pick out all of those bits and pop them in. I must say as well, it's the following day that I'm doing this voiceover, and looking back at the sketch, I'm actually very happy with the final result. I'm also feeling much better. Whatever it is that made Andrew and I feel rough was clearly just a 24-hour thing, so which is great, because I really do have a lot to do. In fact, if you want to find out all the behind the scenes stuff of what's going on, then click the link down below for my Patreon. You'll get to join the Discord server as well at all 3 levels. So whether you just want to be a patron at the smallest level and just show your support, you still get access to the Discord, and I'm posting updates on things that are happening. All I'm going to say is there are some larger brands that I'm going to be working with in the very near future, some that I already work with, and I'm building that relationship with them even further. So I'm very excited about that. I've got a lot of filming to do over the next couple of days. I've also, as you may know, I have 2 Etsy stores. One is my Uncle Frogface Studio store, which is paintings and paint pans and prints and things like that. I also have Twisted Fairies Wand Shop, which is my wand shop. I've just started a TikTok and posting some different content on Instagram and TikTok for that, which I'm very excited about. I'm bringing a bit of my old acting training, my old theatrical training for that, so that's really fun. So do go and check out that as well. But you can see now it's really starting to come together with a mixture of shading and textures. The whole thing is coming together as one cohesive drawing. So I'm going to go let you enjoy the rest of this time lapse, and I'll be back at the very end, which is not too far away now, with some final thoughts. And there we have it, and I'm already starting to feel much, much better. It's amazing, the healing power of art. But yeah, this just goes to show actually the importance of doing sketching, because I fairly regularly sketch animals for fun and for work as well, for painting. And I like sketching animals when I go to the zoo as well, and this, for me, particularly all the wrinkles under the neck and the way the jaw works, it's just like drawing a Komodo dragon, so I kind of brought a little bit of that in whilst I was sketching. I really enjoyed this. This was fun. It's nice to do something that's beyond just kind of, you know, a little doodle into a proper sketch. And this is something that I would potentially take a picture of and take it into Procreate and maybe colour it, because I'm really enjoying this one. But yeah, on a much brighter note than I started the video, feeling much, much better, I'm going to say I really hope you've enjoyed today's video, and until next time, goodbye.